Hey everyone, I'm going to show you how to make $1,000 an hour. You ready? Let's go. Five different ways to photograph this car. You have your basic setup. When you just show up with a camera to a location, the car is there. You could even do it on the street. It doesn't matter. So second level would be do things a little bit better, more high end. Third level would be adding a level of high end to that. So setting up a location to where you can photograph it at sunset or in a garage or something like this. Fourth and fifth level are pretty much the same. You have light painting, which involves something like this, which I'll show you how to use. And you go over the car, make it look real nice. The fifth would be an abstract version of that. So you do something like this, but you're showing the light in it instead of just lighting up the area around it. So let's go over those 5 different ways you can make a lot of money. Let's start basic. 50mm on the D850, simple shot. You could even shoot this in aperture priority 1.4, get that nice blurry look. We're gonna use the natural light in this awesome garage that they have supplied for us. We're going to level 2. It's only higher end because what I'm doing in the editing afterward. So I'm taking the same kind of pictures that I just did with the 50mm, but I'm going to edit it to a higher end, more polished look later. So the first tip I'm going to tell you is this is not your car. Don't touch it. Not yours. Ask permission. Ask permission. So the next one is going to be flash. It's going to be a twofer. So I'm going to show you the normal flash and then I'm going to show you a composite flash where you put both of them together. So if you look, there's a little reflection on the car right here. So you're trying to avoid that in this and just light the car up naturally and keep the background darker so you can get a nice black background and make it stand out from everything. So how I set this up is I turn on my interval timer and I set it to about 3 to 5 seconds, walk around the car, do a little bit of flash here and there, posit it together, Bob drum. Okay, so right now I am just adding elements to the background that I'll be able to see in the camera alone. These cars in this background look amazing, so I definitely want to get those in there. Like there's a cool barber chair I might see. You definitely want to get all the elements of the garage that look rustic to contrast between the two, get different angles. So now I'm just going to walk around and get all the different angles that I can. So if you're seeing this is only going to be for the shadow underneath the car. That way you can place it down on the ground. For the last one, we're going to do a basic light painting and then we're going to do an abstract light painting. These are the 2 highest end and the most desired things that people ask for whenever I do this type of photo shoot. So what I use is just this basic Luminate with literally diffusion paper on. So if I didn't have the diffusion paper, whenever it goes over the car, you see each individual little LED. You don't want to see that. So the diffusion paper separated from the actual light itself, perfect diffusion. The part that scares the owners the most because I'm going to have to hold this light over their baby, just like this. Luckily, it's only 2 pounds and won't hurt anything. What I do is start with the light that's in front of you and walk backwards over the car, just like this, and that gives you a nice, it's like you're trying to do a Chimera softbox from above. I've set up my camera to do a 4-second interval, but I set it to take a long exposure of 3 seconds. That gives me enough time to walk back and forth, and then I can do everything else in post, just like we did for the flash. I'm listening for my camera, and so I know it's taking a picture now, and it's ended.
You subscribed yet?
And that gives me just enough time. From there, I'm gonna just kind of wave it over the wheel arches, get just a nice highlight there, nice highlight just over the front, just to highlight a few things here and there. So if you wanted to get just a good reflection on just this one little part, take your time on this. The reason why I am standing behind the light, because if I'm in front of the light, the camera can see me. So me moving backwards makes it to where the light is seeing everything and not me. So I don't have to Photoshop myself out. Now, we're gonna do the same thing, but we're gonna go over this backside so you can get a nice rim light over the entire car. Always review your work.
Speaking of reviewing your work, we will not be editing in this video. That's for the next video.
We're gonna keep it exactly the same way. But now we're gonna do the abstract version of this. So what I'm gonna do is take the light and just make silly patterns above the car, and then we're gonna do things around and behind the car so it looks like an abstract design. I'm gonna review that just to make sure.
I'll also be going over the business side of this in the next video, showing cost and things that you should expect along the way.
We've been here 1 hour. We've done 5 shoots in that time frame. Now let's go break down the editing of this, the business side, and what you can do to go and get out into your local market, find cars like this, start from the bottom, work your way up, and then eventually McLaren 570S. Who knows what's next? Are you still here? Have you liked, comment, and subscribed yet? Well, you better go do that. Put the bell. You never know when the edited version is going to come out. I'm just saying.